Greetings everyone. I am Isha Vaka from Team SARC and I will be your anchor for today. I request all of you to please mute yourselves so that we can hear one another. Thank you. Greetings everyone. With immense pleasure, I would like to welcome you all for a two-day webinar hosted by Team SARC in collaboration with Aerovania Innovations. I would like to tell you that Team SARC is proud to say that we have collaborated with Aerovania Innovations to inaugurate their organization today. Please stay tuned till the end to know more about SARC and Aerovania Innovations. We would like to request Bijay Pal, the co-founder and technical head of Team SARC, to please introduce himself.
Okay, so greetings everyone, and thank you, Isha, for calling out me. For those who do not know me and have joined just recently now, I am Bijay, the co-founder and tech head at SAR, and I am too much elated to be present here at the inauguration ceremony of Aerovania Innovations. As a co-founder, it gives me immense pleasure to see such aspiring minds pursuing their dreams, their aspirations in the role to develop and contribute towards this growing economy, contribute towards this growing society. For those who do not know about SARC, that is Space Advancement and Research Cell, is a student community and organization which envisions towards creating a global space society. Having this vision in mind, we have set up ourselves on a long voyage on contributing towards making this community a kind from where all of the people from the world, all over the world, could join and come and share their knowledge. Going forward with the sayings of beloved Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, where he says, learning gives you creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. And that's where you all people belong to. We today are a small community trying to make up a change in the society. Rather it be SAR, Aerovania, or Crinofish, such an organization. We all stood up. We all literally stood up to work towards making this turn into reality. And one day we would be literally proud of the younger generation driving the country towards success. I would rather give all the credits to my colleagues in SAR, Aerovania Innovations, and Team Crinofish. I would like to thank all of them, all of the people there and all of the people who have joined recently in this event, making this event success. I hope you will enjoy this session, have a lot to learn from our guest speaker, Arun sir. He is from Crinofish. And so now I would like to introduce your people to Himanshu Tripathi, the co-founder of Aerovania Innovations, and congratulate the whole team on this remarkable journey. So on and over to Himanshu. It's all from you now.
Thank you so much, Vijay. I request you to please allow Gaurav to present the screen.
Yeah, sure. Please do have a check on it.
Let's just give Himanshu 30 seconds or 1 minute to present his screen. Meanwhile, let me introduce him as the co-founder of Aerovania Innovations. He will be inaugurating the organization here today. So please stay tuned and watch out for all the good luck.
Thank you so much, Isha. So hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Himanshu Tripathi, co-founder on the behalf of Aerovania Innovations. First of all, would like to welcome our guests, CEOs and directors of the respective organizations who came here to grace this occasion with their presence. A huge greetings to the students and Aero Geeks present here from all over the world. Today, that is August 13, 2021, is a big day for all of us, as we are going to inaugurate our organization, followed by an amazing national symposium on different interesting topics, which is going to continue for 2 days related to aeronautical and aerospace industries. So, We as an organization are working and learning from the last 1.5 years on different technological aspects related to various areas of aerospace industry. We learned the expertise from different industrial leaders across the country, and now we are officially inaugurating our organization, which is going to be the full-fledged company in coming time. Aerovania Innovation is a central India Nagpur-based aerospace venture, which is focused to work for research, development, and advancement of aerospace technologies. Leaders are the most important pillars of any organization. So, leaders of our organization have expertise in different fields as mentioned below. Nitish, co-founder Aerovania. He works in management administration and experienced in UAV and electronics hardware. Smitesh Chinchore, co-founder of Aerovania. He is designing and analysis expert and experienced in drone and robotic systems. Himanshu Tripathi, that is me. I'm the co-founder of Aerovania, and I work in the field of research, strategic analysis, and business administration. Next is Gaurav Ranghale, co-founder of Aerovania, who is research and industrial relation expert, and he also works in aerospace composite and advanced propulsion system. So, we are focused on a very broad objective, especially on the development of advanced and sustainable technologies through scientific research, followed by development of reliable products with a focus on automation processes. Topics such as development of hybrid flying vehicles, composite manufacturing, advanced propulsion systems, and aerial security systems are of higher concern for us. We are trying to make the country self-reliable in terms of aerospace technologies. So the next is our vision. So Aerovania Innovation envision the broader meaning of industries related to aerospace. We are committed to contribute our efforts to thrust India as a dynamic power in the global world. Also, we are promoting even-minded people to join us to take this organization to a greater heights. We are looking forward for emerging and trustworthy, efficient partners from all over the world in the aerospace and other concerned industries. So let's take off together. And thank you so much for giving me a chance. Over to MOC.
Thank you so much, Himanshu. That was a really good, insightful, innovative, and very impressive inaugural ceremony. I really hope the among the 100 people we have here, I'm pretty sure people would love to be a part of your organization, including me. I'm really thrilled. So next, I would like to introduce my co-anchor, Sanjay.
Hello.
Yeah, over to you, Sanjay. He has to introduce a new guest speaker for us. So over to you.
Hello everyone, Sanjay here. So without taking any much time, let me introduce the star of today. Actual speaker for now, that is Mr. Arun VA. So he's a very experienced man. He has completed his aircraft maintenance course from Starship Group, and then he has the experience of 5 years in the industry. That's a lot, okay. Then he has also he started as a technician in Flytech Aviation Academy, and then he worked with Acumen Aviation and Capgemini as aerospace technical author. And now he is currently working as business development manager at Crinofist. So Crinofist in itself is a very big organization which has a lot of spare parts of aviation industry. Also, they do have some second-hand airplanes to be sold. So it's a very big industry, and he is the part of it. So, and how much ever I talk of him will be always less. He himself will have a lot to speak up. So I welcome you, sir, Arun VA.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's audible. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you are clear.
Okay, sure. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for a hearty welcome to this particular program. And let's move forward. Okay, let me introducing myself once again. My name is Arun B, and I'm the part of the company name as Prime Office Designs from Bangalore, and I'm working as a business development manager. And basically, in the industry, I have the experience of more than 5 years. As like you people, I always passionate about aviation from the childhood. Okay, so the dream, just a couple of minutes before someone who mentioned about Abdul Kalam. So the dreams, one of the famous book of Abdul Kalam, everyone know about. Okay, So similar, like I also started the dreaming of the the flying bird. That is a one reason I came to this industry. I completed my course in the year 2013. Then from the Shashi Group, as in I joined there as an aircraft maintenance engineering program. From there, I completed. Then I joined with a company named as Flytech Aviation Academy in Hyderabad as a technician. So I have an experience of more than 6 to 7 months as a flight technician. But then I completely shifted because from a technician I was always inspired other than something. What is the back end work I can do? There are n number of related jobs. The main thing I will point out when I completed my course in the year 2013, the job issues. So, one of the biggest airline in India, name as everyone know about Kingfisher. Okay, that is collapsed on that time. So there are a lot of people lost their job, and on that time, everyone is the searching of the jobs and everything. So on that situation, as a fresher, I am also coming. Okay, so everyone is focusing on all kind of airlines, all kind of flying clubs, all kind of MROs and everything. So getting a job is very tough. So then I think that why should I can divert? Divert means I'm not planning to divert from the complete field of aviation. I mean, some other backend related jobs. There are n number of backend related jobs out there. So that is the one reason I started searching. Then I entered to the industry of aerospace technical publication. Today's topic is also regarding the aerospace technical publication. So I entered to that particular industry, and in a company named as Capgemini. Everyone know about. There is a well-known aircraft manufacturer named as Bombardier. I worked with the Bombardier process almost more than 2 years, especially the aircraft like CS100 and CS300. Now that aircraft is a part of Airbus family, Airbus 220. It's renamed as Airbus 220. Then from there I moved to another company named as Acumen Aviation, especially on the working of aircraft leasing and management and everything. Okay. Then after that, I almost worked more than 1 year there, and then I moved to a company named as Crinofest. Now I be the part of Crinofest and basically into the business area. Basically, I'm concentrating especially on whatever the one of your friend already told regarding the aircraft part sales, consumable sales, then aircraft selling, and other than we are empowering the students, especially into the field of aviation and aerospace through some of the training programs. Okay, that's about me. Anyway, uh, this session, my agenda of this particular program. I first of all, I have to thank you, all the people, once again. What I have to say, my agenda is I don't know how many people, how many of them currently. I think around hundreds of students are there in this particular program. In this, most of the students may be from the final year, maybe from the second year, maybe from the third year, or maybe sometimes someone will be the first year, or someone who completed the course in simply sitting in their home and everything. So my motto as a senior, as a person, because everyone is passionate about this aviation and aerospace. The main issue which is facing by the all the students once they completed the course, they don't know how to move forward. That's a big question. Once they complete it, because they struggle too much to clear all the papers, all the semester exams, this arrears and everything. Then they cleared all these papers and everything. Then finally got the certificates and everything. Then they still standing. Sure, because every day there are a lot of students is calling me, and every day they will ask, "Sir, what I have to do, sir? I want a job." Everyone, this due to the pandemics, lots of people, lots of time, most of the people lost their jobs. Everyone is simply sitting in their home also. So this, especially the students, also very worried about that. What I have to do? Okay, so this session, what I'm aiming that once this session is completing, the students should have an idea, you know, what are the other industries related to the aviation, aerospace, and aeronautical. Okay, don't that's it. That's my agenda basically. Don't be confused once they completed the course and everything. Okay, so basically they come to the point. Basically, what I mean that. So this is the problem. I saw that I'm conducting a lot of various training programs in several colleges in India before the pandemic time. For example, if you take in the Maharashtra, there is one of the well-known college named as Anna Sahib Dalge College, and in South there are a lot of other colleges, and Jain University. Similar like of n number of colleges, I've conducted my lectures and everything. So the big question is this, sir, what I will do? What about this aeronautical? Once I completed the aeronautical engineering, what I have to do? See, I will tell you one thing. Aeronautical or aviation is one of the amazing word. I will tell you, one of the amazing word. But this industry is very small. This industry is very small. This industry is very small means why I told that. For example, if someone like Himanshu, he been in a position something like in any of the organization like Aerovania, maybe everyone know about him, each other know about. But when you come to other industry, especially like any kind of medical industry, there are a couple of doctors. Okay, if you ask any of the doctor, maybe it's not aware about. But this industry is a very limited industry, but they have a vast, vast opportunities currently there in this particular industry. Okay, so come to the point. Indian aviation. Indian aviation. Everyone is telling that Indian aviation is booming, 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 booming like that. You are hearing these words. What is boom? Okay, it's boom. Okay, yeah, there are a lot of it's booming basically currently. For example, after the Make in India concern, after the Make in India, after the Make in India concern, currently there are a lot of industries. So there are a lot of industries started in our country. For example, some joint ventures with the some joint ventures with the manufacturers like Boeing and Dassault Falcon, and there are n number of startups, new startup companies, entered to the Indian aviation, aerospace, and aeronautical industry and everything, and also new airlines, small airlines, because as a part of an Udan scheme, the Honorable Prime Minister of India told that every rural place of India should have a helipad or a small airstrip. Yeah, small airstrip. Okay, so that's showing that the importance how the country like India giving an importance to the aviation. Okay, so come to the manufacturing session. When you know about recently India done the second test flight of the Saras aircraft, because it's we the country like India have the the population, the second population country in the world. After China, we are the second populated country. Up to this moment, also, we doesn't manufacture any aircraft. There are countries like Brazil, Canada, that kind of small countries also. They are manufacturing aircraft. Why we? What happened? So that's why the now the SARAS program, maybe you heard about, after the 2007, the second first test flight or something like that, it's completely collapsed, and after completely collapsed. After that, after that, what happened? They stopped the program. Now this prime minister of India forced it, and they again it's reloaded this particular program. Okay, so anyway, it's a good sign for the youngsters. It is a good sign for the youngsters to, what actually coming to the industry of aviation, coming to the industry of aviation and aerospace. Okay, so that's Make in India is a good sign. For example, now when you come to the place like Nagpur, okay, Nagpur is currently is a base for all kind of aircraft maintenance. When you come to Nagpur, you can see that one of the biggest MRO. MRO means maintenance, repairing, overhauling organization. Maintenance, repairing, overall organization. It's something like a workshop. For example, if you're having your car have any complaint, obviously you take the car to any workshop or something like that. So this is a big workshop of aircraft, all category of aircraft. Do the maintenance activities. So what do you mean by maintenance? I will ask you one question. What do you mean by maintenance? Maintenance, we are all always doing maintenance in our human body, right? in the form of cleaning, washing, a lot of things are there. Similar like maintenance, when there are a couple of activities involved, like removal, installation, checking, testing, fault isolation, troubleshooting, blah blah blah. Like a lot of couple of activities. These all the activities come together. We will call as maintenance. For that maintenance purpose, in the place like Nagpur, the big facility by Intamar AAR. The company name is Intamar. Basically, maybe you heard about the person name as Mr. Praful Patel. He's the ex-aviation minister of India, Praful Patel's. Praful Patel's own company is Intamar Aviation. They have their base is basically in Juhu Airport. They set up one of the biggest MRO in India in association with the AAR. It's an American-based company. Okay, so then other than that, the Reliance and Dissolve, they started a new facility there in Nagpur, and Air India have a big facility. Okay, so this like a big facilities is coming. Obviously, the manpower is required. Manpower is required. Okay, obviously the manpower is required. So where we will get this manpower? Yes, you guys. Yes, you guys. Okay, so that is one thing I'm telling. Okay, then another thing I have to tell you: this small commuters airport. I told that everywhere in the country there is a small, the minister, I mean prime minister told that small helipad or small airstrip. Why he told that? The regional connectivity program, increase the regional connectivity program. For example, if you take a place like a rural place of Maharashtra, obviously if someone have to travel into any abroad place or something like that, or any other, they have to come to Mumbai. Okay, maybe it's more than 300 or 400 kilometers from the Maharashtra, sorry, Mumbai or something like that. So if there is a small airstrip or helipad or something like that, it's very easy to that person have to reach the airport. And another thing, what I'm that any kind of medical emergencies, the importance of medical any due to this emergency and everything, obviously he have to we have to take that person to the whatever the super specialty hospital or something like that. So in that situation, this like of helicopters and everything is dependable. So helipad facilities, you got the point. Okay, so obviously, if this like a facility is set up in, obviously the requirement of staff and everything, the persons who are coming from in the field of aviation, or the people who are coming from the field of aeronautical engineers. Okay, once the aircraft is landed in a helipad, or once the aircraft is landed in any of the airstrip, okay, there are a couple of inspection, because aircraft is a very costlier machine. Aircraft is a very costlier machine. Okay, so this costier machine maintenance is also very tough task. Okay, so obviously there is a quote actually. A doctor can kill a person. Okay, but an aircraft maintenance engineer can kill hundreds of person at a time. Because if any minor mistake, because you have to know about this as an aeronautical engineer or as an AME or like that, you have, if any minor, because we are humans, obviously the human errors will happen. Okay, due to your human error, the complete life of hundreds of people is losing. Right, a doctor can kill one person, but if an AME can kill hundreds of person at a time, because what is AME is doing, aircraft maintenance engineer is doing, he is signing. Okay, why he is signing? After the complete inspection, after the complete checking and everything, and they are finalized that this particular aircraft is an airworthy. Airworthy means the aircraft which is fit for flight. Okay, so the aircraft, once the aircraft is fit for flight, obviously this aircraft maintenance engineer have to certify. Okay, because his responsibility, he certified that. So if anything is happened, who is responsible? AME is responsible, and the rest of the crew members is responsible. Crew members means the technicians, junior technicians, and everything. So that's why this is very highly responsible job compared to other jobs, and it's a glamour field also. It's a glamour field also, because we have to salute. For example, I don't know how many people is travel in an aircraft. Okay, what I'm telling that, as an aeronautical student, at least once in your life you have to travel in an aircraft. Okay, on that time, please remind these people because more than a pilot or something like that, these are the big people struggling behind this to make the aircraft is an airworthy. You got the point. So you maybe you, for example, you can watch any videos, or if you anytime you visited any airport or something like that. Once the aircraft is reached, there are a lot of people, coming near to the aircraft, like a bee or something like that. They will come, as soon as possible, and there are some people showing the signs and everything like that, like that. There are a lot of couple of activities. Who are these people? Okay, these people are similar like you. They are coming from the background of aviation or aeronautics or engineering, like everything. Because once an aircraft is reached to the base, the first important activity is known as line maintenance. Okay, line maintenance. Line maintenance team is means that those people will check that the aircraft is fit for the next flying and everything without affecting their scheduled flight. Okay, so that these are the people you can see that, and there are some people doing the cargo activities. There are some people inside the airport who do the ticketing and the security checks, and there are some people in the air traffic control. One of the biggest job, next tough job, based on the guidance of an air traffic controller. One of the aircraft is approaching the airport. Okay, because the air traffic control job is one of the biggest tough job, and once you become an air traffic controller, then life is also settled. Okay, then another thing is known as aircraft dispatcher. You heard about aircraft dispatcher. The dispatcher is another, they called as the ground pilots of the ground pilots. Okay, based on their routes and everything, when the aircraft is flying from one destination to another destinations. Okay, let me ask you one thing. Anybody can, this is not a one, I am only the speaker, not like that. Actually, you can ask your questions and everything. Any kind of clarifications required about this industry. It's something like an open forum. Okay, I will ask you some questions. If you know, you can reply back. Or if you doesn't know, no issues. Okay, so I'm asking you. You heard about the term airline, right? Everyone heard about the term airline. Okay, so which are the most well-known airlines of our country? How many airlines currently in our country? Anybody know?
Let me repeat for you all. He's asking all the famous airlines, because airline is a very commonly used term, right? So I hope many of you might be knowing. So whoever knows can answer. Don't have it as a one-way talk, as he says. Bombard your questions, bombard your answers.
Emirates,
No, I'm asking about the Indian airline. I'm not asking about any
Air
outside.
India.
Air India,
Yeah.
Indigo. Yeah, yeah. You can message it also fine. If you are feel shy to explain, no issues. SpiceJet, Jet Airways. Okay, Indigo I already mentioned. Okay, other than Indigo, TrueJet, Vistara,
Air Asia.
AirAsia, Indigo, AirAsia, Go Air. Okay, okay, okay. Over. Okay, fine. Star Air, superb. Okay, then SpiceJet, Go. Okay, okay, fine. Anyway, good. Thank you so much. Okay, anyway, something you know about the airlines and everything. Basically, one of our national carrier is Air India. Okay, you have to know. First of all, as of a student, you guys have to understand which are the organizations who can provide the job opportunities for you. So you have to categorize which are the airlines, which are the non-scheduled operators, which basically airlines are known as scheduled operators. Okay. Other than scheduled, we will call as non-scheduled operators. Okay. And other than this, there are FTOs, that mean flight training institutes. Then other than this, one more is known as MROs, and then private aircrafts. Okay. Basically, these are the areas you will get the job opportunities. Okay. So you guys know about some of the airlines. For example, if you take Air India, inside the Air India, there are two companies. One is Air India Express, and one is Alliance Air. Okay, one is Alliance Air. Then you told that Indigo, SpiceJet. SpiceJet have an apparent company that is known as SpiceJet Cargo. Then there is another company you told that Vistara. Vistara is owned by Tata Group, and Tata Group owned by one more company that is known as Tata AirAsia. Okay, Tata AirAsia is and then another is Star Air Group from Kolhapur. then TrueJet from Hyderabad, and there is one more airline. Maybe I don't know how many people know about Flybig. It's one of the latest airline came to the Indian market. Then there is one more company known as Air Taxi. Then there is Air One Aviation. Then there is a Zoom Air. Okay, so these are the some of the almost 11 or 12 we can say. There are some other companies also coming. Jet Air is also planning to come, and there is one more coming. Agasha is coming. Okay, so there anyway. Other than this airline, there is one more people that is known as non-scheduled operators. Non-scheduled operators. Maybe I don't know how many people heard about this particular term. You can just check it on your Google. What do you mean by non-scheduled operators of India? Because like charters, air charters, for example, Deccan. Maybe you heard about the term Deccan charters. Okay, or any other company like Mumbai-based Simsam Airways. There are a couple of Star Air have. They are known as NSOPs, non-schedule operator, based on their customer requirement. They will fly to different destinations and everything. Okay, so Adani have basically they have private category also. They have NSOP also, but NSOP not in the name of Adani. They provided some other name basically. Okay. Uh, so NSOP is non-schedule operators. So in the non-schedule operators, they have their own, private jets, their own helicopters and everything. I think almost more than 110 non-schedule operators in India. 110 non-schedule operators. Okay, so these all non-schedule operators have their own aircrafts. Aircraft means their own helicopters and the private jets and everything. So they will operate these private jets and helicopters for the various other function, maybe kind of election duty or any other kind of wedding and any other kind of medical charters or any other kind of destination, one destination to another destination. They can move from India to rest of the other countries or something like that, international flights or something like that. Okay, so for these all the purpose, basically, they are providing these machines and everything. Okay, so non-scheduled operators is the another area they can provide the job opportunities. And other than non-scheduled operators, next is MROs. I told that maintenance requiring overhauling organizations. Okay, one of the leading MRO is everyone know about Airworks in Bangalore, not in Bangalore, it's in Hosur in Tamil Nadu. Then there is GMR, then GMR Aerotechnic, Indamar Aviation, Air India. Okay, then now Indamar AAR, Shaurya Aeronautics. I will reply you regarding this question and everything, and the NSOPs operator. I will tell you. Okay. GMR, these are the biggest, some of the leading MROs of our country. Okay, so MRO is a big facility because in these facilities they have a couple of departments. Line maintenance department will be there, base maintenance department will be there. There is a store department is there. There is a planning department will be there, and there are admin department will be there. Okay, so there are plenty of department, and this NDT, non-destructive testing departments will be there. The quality based. Okay, there are a couple of n number of job opportunities inside an MRO because every day they are doing the maintenance for various operators, aircrafts, and everything. Okay, that is one thing. Okay, so this what are the thing I just explained? It's related to complete aviation. These are the opportunities, and these are the areas you guys can try to get the opportunities. And another is private category. What do you mean by private category? Means that, for example, if you are like a multimillionaire person like Anil Ambani or Mukesh Ambani or like that, so they have their own private jets and MRF group and the Tata group. They only using this particular aircraft only for their purpose. Basically, private aircraft it will not provide to any other people. Maybe for example, if you be the part of Reliance Group. Okay, the 15 board members, they can travel. The rest of the other people can't travel. If it is any emergencies has happened also. Okay, the private is only for their purpose. Private is only for their purpose. So you can try on these like of companies also. This private aircraft, owners companies also you can try. Okay, other than this, what I'm telling that one of the important topic, we are going to discuss that is known as aerospace technical publication. Basically, aerospace technical publication and aircraft maintenance are, related, directly related, not indirectly. It's directly related. Because, for example, if you guys are purchasing a mobile phone, for example, if you guys are purchasing a mobile phone box, okay, sorry, mobile phone, okay, in this box, once you open a mobile phone box, what you can see that there should be a phone, there should be a charger, there should be a, there's a headset, and then you can see a small booklet. What do you see in that booklet? Basically, in that booklet, you can see that how to install, if you how to remove the battery, and what are the other some other terms and conditions and everything. Okay, similar like for an aircraft, there are a couple of manuals like AMM, CMM, IPC, IPL, WDM, SRM, fault isolation manual, like that. N number of manuals are there. N number of manuals are there. Okay, see, without a manual, for example, if a new aircraft which is coming in front of you, okay, it's a brand new Airbus 350. Okay, because we never worked on Airbus 350, but the first time we are going to, work on this particular Air 350, Airbus 350 aircraft. In that Airbus 315 aircraft, obviously, there should be a fear, because how I can remove this without any guidance. How we can remove this? For example, if you're going to remove a landing gear, okay, the removal of landing gear, I know that. Okay, but this aircraft is new. I never worked on this, this particular aircraft. Okay, so obviously in that situation, you required any kind of documents. Okay, without the help of document, how will you remove? It's very difficult for you, right? So the removal, we required any kind of manual like AMM, CMM, IPC, IPL, WDM, like that. Okay, so this particular manual basically for creating by technical authors for any kind of manufacturer like Airbus, Boeing, Bombardier, Antonov, and like Bell Helicopters, Cessna. There are n number of aircraft manufacturers in the world. Okay, so basically, India is the country. India is a country, is the hub for all the aerospace technical publication. I will tell you a small history of aerospace technical publication. This aerospace technical publication industry coming to India in the year 2007, there is a company named as Quest Global. I don't know how many people know about Quest Global. They are into the manufacturing of aircraft and engines. Okay, they set up a one base in Bangalore, and they started working for the process of Airbus. Okay, and everyone know about the world's all the IT giants are from India. The like TCS, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, HCL. I know there are a lot of couple of companies there, right? Then what happened after that? These like of works is coming to India. The Airbus projects and Airbus Boeing project, Bombardier project, and everything. Why? What is the reason behind that? There is a small reason. For example, everyone is fond of not Bollywood movies, Hollywood movies, right? Everyone is fond of Hollywood movies, right? If you watch a movie like Spider-Man or any other kind of Marvel editions, any kind of super, movies or something like that. If you check it, all the graphics doing, the graphics, VFX, the all VFX works of that Hollywood movies is doing in India, not in America or any other European country. It's doing in the place name as everywhere, well, the automotive hub of India in Chennai. All these Hollywood movies work is doing in Chennai, because what there are two companies named as Prasad Labs and Reliance Group. Okay, these are the two companies basically doing this like of Hollywood movies, VFX and everything. Why? Because there is a reason behind that. India is a country with a low cost get a good quality, especially on this kind of IT. Or because, for example, if these Hollywood movies is they can do the VFX because they are technically strong. Okay, but doing that particular VFX work in their country, for example, if it's a 5 rupee, but in India they can do this particular work on a price of 2 rupees. So which is more beneficial? Who is investing? Okay, as a company wise in a Hollywood movie, movie company, obviously 2 rupees is beneficial. So the same quality they will get. The same thing. This is the same reason why these much of IT companies in India, because for a less cost we will give a great great productivity. That is the one of the most important thing. So that's why there are a couple of aerospace technical publication companies in in India started. I think now around more than 150 of companies, especially in located in Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, Mumbai, these like of surrounded places. Around 115 companies. They are working for the Airbus project. They are working for Boeing project. They are working for Cessna project. They are working for engines like Rolls-Royce, Pratt and Whitney, Safran. They are working for some other kind of instruments. They are working for some entertainment systems. A lot of things, lot of the related works currently getting to the various companies of India. Like for example, if you take a company like West Global, Sonovision, Atos, Tech Mahindra, then this ITC Infotech, BAE, HAL. These are some of the couple of examples I'm telling. These are a couple of examples. You know what? There is a company named as Infotech HAL in Bangalore. Okay, what these guys are doing, they are completely working for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. They are completely working for Hindustan Aeronautics Limited previously. Now I'm exactly, I don't know now what they are doing. You know what? Whatever the aircraft which is using by the Indian Air Force or Indian military or Indian Navy or something like that, most of the aircrafts are Russian made. Okay, like Sukhoi, like MiG, the most of the what are the well-known this flying machines of India are, most of the machines are from Russia. So there is a problem, the manuals which is created on this particular aircraft, okay, that particular aircraft, it's in a Russian language, because we are unable to read that particular document, because how many people know Russian language in India? Because India is a country have various cultures and various of languages, right? So this is the problem. Okay, how? So what this company is doing, they are converting this particular document. That means the Russian language document is into the language which we know. That means they are converting this document into, our knowing language, like Indian language. So not Indian language. I'm telling about the English language. Okay, so that is the work they are doing. Okay, because when you are hearing, it's a small work, but it is a big task. When you are hearing, this is a small job, but it's a big task. Big task. You got the point. So what I'm telling that this technical publication industry have a lot of opportunities. Basically, who are the people who are working? The people who are working in the technical publications are basically from the background of aircraft maintenance engineering or aeronautical engineering or this diploma in aeronautics. These are the peoples who are working. Why? Because, for example, in a technical publication company, it's very simple. It's something like sometimes in your school days or something like that, your mother will give you this grains, wheat grains and everything, and give it to the flour mill or something like that. Okay, so you will collect this wheat grain from your mother, and you will give it to the flour mill. Okay, flour mill, right? It will be converted into powders and everything, right? What they are doing, they just processing. Similar like the technical publication company, what they are doing, they just only processing. The company like Airbus, the company like Boeing, or a company like this Cessna or something like that, they will provide the inputs to us. Input means they will provide the grains, maybe in the form of engineering drawing, in the form of bill of material, or in the form of any other samples, manuals, or like that actually. Okay, so once they provided this particular thing, what we will do? We will process. Okay, process means that we will make a supporting document of any pictures, or the removal procedures, installation procedures. Based on the pictures and everything, you will mention the removal procedures or installation procedures and everything to you. So what you have to do, you have to prepare. Once you got the engineering drawing, any two-dimensional engineering drawing, you have to convert this two-dimensional drawing into three-dimensional engineering drawing. Okay, for example, if I provided a work to someone here, how to remove a landing gear. Okay, So I provided the two-dimensional drawing, and I provided the bill of material. What are the items inside the landing gear and everything? So what is the technical author is doing? They write, or they will roll. Sorry, they will write the procedure how to remove this landing gear. What are the safety measures if a technician have to take care? Okay, what are the tools which is required? What are the consumables which is required? These all the things will mention. Okay, what is the requirement of free this manual? It's easy to work for the technician. Okay, so what will they do? The technician will collect that particular page, collect the particular page, and with the help of that particular page, he will he will do the maintenance activities. How will they remove? How will they install and everything? So as a technical author, you have to think it two ways. You have to think like a technician, and you have to think like a author. Correct. Correct. You have to think like a author. You have to think like a technician. If you think like a technician, then you can understand how I can remove. Okay, if you think like an author, then you can you can write the formats and everything. So that's right. So author have the two mentality. uh, he have to think like a technician, otherwise it's not possible how to write the removal procedure, or how to write the installation procedure, how to write the cleaning procedure. Correct. So anyway, come to the point. Okay, so basically this is the thing which is happened once a document is created. In order to support this particular document, there is an illustration team. Illustration team means who have the knowledge in CAD, CATIA softwares or something like that, who can be the part of technical publication company as a illustrator. So the illustrator who will created this particular pictures or something like that for to support this particular removal procedure. So after that, there is another thing that is known as quality. Because for example, if quality is very important, because you have to check it that. So there is a review team in the technical publication company. They will review it, their documents and everything. Okay, after once it's okay, then they will send to the customer like Airbus, Boeing, or something like that. So obviously there is one more team there in the Airbus. They will check it that, and finally it will come to the aircraft manuals. So this is the this is the thing which is happen in a technical publication company. Got the point? This is the thing which is exactly happen in a aerospace technical publication. So what is the requirement of you people? Because if I put an engineering drawing in front of you, if I put an engineering drawing in front, if it is a landing gear or something like that, so a landing gear or any other kind of instrument or something like that, you can easily understand that. Okay, is it possible I can put a commerce background student on this particular project? No. Is it I can put an any kind of computer science student to this particular project? No. He don't know what is an aircraft. He don't know what is an landing gear. He don't know what you mean by an FADEC system. He don't know what you mean by actuator pump. He don't know what you mean by pitot tube or static tube or something like. Because as an aeronautical student or as an aircraft maintenance engineering student, he or she knows about this is this is the thing. Okay, this is the way I have to remove, this is the way I have to install, this is the way I have to clean. Like a baby, we have to take care. Correct. Okay, so that is the one reason this aerospace technical publication companies taking you guys. You got the point? Okay, so this is the one thing. And other than this technical publication, there is one more department I will just explain to you. That is known as lease management, aircraft lease management. Because, it's one of the well-known airline is known as Indigo. Indigo is one of the well-known airline of our country. You know what? There is any single aircraft is not owned by Indigo. They don't have a single aircraft. Currently, they have more than 200 of aircraft in their fleet, but it's not owned by Indigo. This is owned by some leasing companies. They will take this particular aircraft for a duration of 5 years or a 6 years or a 10 years. Okay, they will do the operation. Okay, once the operation is over, they will took this flight to their destination. For example, some company like Avalon, Bok Aviation. Okay, these are some of the leading, leasing companies. aircraft leasing companies. There are some banks, some world banks, okay, and Airbus is also leasing, Boeing is also leasing, okay. So what I'm telling them, if for example, if I provided this, if think that if I am a leasing company, a leasing company, I provided this aircraft to Gaurav, okay, I provide this aircraft to Mr. Gaurav for the operation of 5 years. Okay, Gaurav have on their own airline in India, and he leased the aircraft. There are two type of leases: wet lease and dry lease. Okay, so he collected on the form of a dry lease, and he started operation and everything. When this aircraft which is flying into the various destinations, there are a couple of documents we created. For example, landing permissions, any kind of type certificates, certificate of airworthiness, certificate of registration, pollution related, and how whatever the load and trim sheet, these all n number of documents, will created. Okay, so as a exact owner, for example, if any kind of accident is happen, any kind of major accident will happen, major damages happen. Okay, in that situation, obviously the investigation will happen right from the DGC side or any other FA authority, or from my side also. Okay, so obviously I have to keep these documents at the time of investigation, what they done. Otherwise, I will not know about what about the life of the aircraft, what are the act, because I am the person who pay the money and buy this aircraft, and I provide this aircraft on lease. But anyway, I have to know about, right? So these like of companies will maintain these documents. So these were currently doing in India. Some company like FlyDocs, Acumen Aviation, Air Fleet Managers. There are a couple of companies in India. If I tell it, there are a lot of companies. Okay, so these like of companies are mainly doing. So in these companies also, there's a good opportunity for the technical authors and aeronautical students and aircraft maintenance engineer students, because once they saw this particular document, okay, this document is type certificate, okay, this document is C of A, this document is C of R. See, they can easily understand. Okay, they can easily understand. This is also, or sometimes if the document is unavailable, sometimes you have to go to the aircraft location. Maybe this aircraft is flying in Malaysia. Okay, you have to go there and you have to do the investigation, and you have to create the report, and again you have to recreate this particular document. Sometimes if this aircraft is from 1986 to up to 2020, because 2020 this flying. Okay, whatever 1986 document, okay, that should be in a typewriter or something like that. So we have to recreate these documents. You got the point. Okay, so these like of works is basically comes under on this like of lease management projects and everything. You got the point. Okay, so similar like there are n number of opportunities other than the technical publication. These like of job opportunities. And when you come to the design side, there are a lot of design. If someone who completed the any design oriented courses or something like that, they can be the part of technical publication. Just a couple of minutes before, I already point out, because there is an illustration department. So we can be the part of this particular department. And there are small. For example, if you come to the place like Tamil Nadu, there is an organization running by the state government of Tamil Nadu, Aerospace Industry Development Association of Tamil Nadu, because they created area for around more than 200 acres of area, especially in Chennai, for the startups and everything. If anybody have a thought of startup ventures or something like that, they can submit this particular thoughts in front of AIDT, Aerospace Defense Association of Tamil Nadu. They will provide you the space and everything to set up this particular startup. And there are some couple of companies, they are making hello, there are a couple of there are a couple of companies, they are making nuts, bolts, washers, and there are a lot of things, for the aerospace or for the aviation. There is everyone know about, there is a company named as Tata Advanced Systems in Hyderabad, where the Apache helicopters, this fuselage is created. And now Tata is going to already signed an agreement, got a patent for the SP Global. There is a aircraft manufacturer named as SP Global. They are going to manufacture the aircraft with association with the Tata Group in India. Okay, the first client will be hopefully defense. Okay, so and similar, like there are a lot of companies make small nuts, bolts, washers, and other kind of instruments, lot of things, lot of things. Okay, so in these kind of companies, you people will get any job opportunities and everything. Okay, so I think it's a brief about, because I have to tell you a lot of things, because aviation, something like, it's, for me it's an unstoppable. There are a lot of things inside this, and what I'm telling, that actually nothing to worry. Okay, chase your dreams. You just focus your dreams and understand, which, for example, from the the college days itself, you just understand what are the opportunities, in this particular industry, and you just list out which are the companies, and you just list out which are the technical side related companies, which are the NSOPs, which are the scheduled operators, which are the private operators, which are the FTOs, flight training institutes. Okay, and which are the this like of technical publication companies, which are the air fleet, this like of lease management companies, or how I can be the part of air traffic control, and how I can be the part of flight dispatcher. Yeah? These all the things, you just check it, and you just list it out in your any kind of diary or something like that. So what will happen then, you will you in your mind itself, you will start searching, before before leaving your college, you will start searching of this particular company. At least you just call, or maybe you can call to any of the company. Okay, they will not going to kill you. Okay, you can call to this any of the company, they will reply back. Okay, so at least they will tell you will send your resume to the company email address. Okay, I will. So once you send it and make a follow up, after 2 or 3 days, you just ask the madam, I'm so and so person, I already forwarded a resume to you. Okay, so what is the feedback? Okay, if there is any opportunity, or you can request, ma'am, will you please kindly can consider, ma'am, or sir, you can really please kindly consider me as an intern, or any other job opportunity. And one more thing I have to tell you, don't think it about the salary packages and everything. Initially, sometimes you will get a small package, but in simultaneously it will increases. Maybe sometime at the joining time you will get a package of 7,000 or 8,000. Okay, but your performance is very well. If your performance is very well, then you will give you the better package. Because if you got any good company, okay, good, they will give you better package, some more than 35, or the more than 40 or something like that. But everyone getting on a new big company, it's sometimes tough for everyone. Sometimes if you got in a small company, but you grow there. Okay, if the company is growing very well, then obviously automatically you grow well. You got a point. Okay, and there are a lot of other opportunities in training departments also. There are a lot of opportunities for the training department, and because now our country is supporting this like of startups, ventures, and everything. Okay, so that's about I have to tell you, and do very well, and focus. You focus your dreams and everything, and there are n number of opportunities. Don't be confused. Okay, don't be confused once your course is completed, and search it out, these companies and everything, and try to apply for the job opportunity. Try to apply for the job in these kind of companies and everything. And another thing, what I have to tell you, you know don't, if you're in a desperate mind, but I'm telling that there are a lot of people will suggest you, okay, you can divert. Don't do like that. Okay, divert in the industry itself, you can divert in the industry itself, you can divert. But there are, I saw that, because my seniors and my juniors and my friends also, it happened, because they doesn't got a job opportunity, they move to some other industry. Okay, if you once you move to some other industry and coming back to this industry, it's very tough. Okay, that thing you have to take care very well. Okay, getting a job is very tough. Initially, it is very tough, because, for example, if you are a baby, if you're trying to walk, several times you will climb to walk. Okay, anyway, you will fall. Then automatically, what will happen? One day you will start walking. The same thing. Okay, so if you are attending, sometimes if you are attending an interview, unfortunately it doesn't work, don't be desperate. Okay, try on the next chance and try to apply. Okay, from the interview itself, you will get the idea. Okay, what is my drawback? Maybe some people have, if they are very confident, especially in the knowledge and everything, but unfortunately they don't know how to present. Some people are there, but they don't know sometimes language issues and lot of things due to fear, tensions, everything. Okay, so from each and every interview, you will get a lesson. Okay, this is my drawback. You know what? I will tell you, be open. The last day, I was attended a meeting with a person. Okay, he's an old guy. It's a very old guy. Yes, when in front of his, questions and everything, I started fear. I started because that's we here triggering. But I understood, sir. This is the, Then I pop up and I spoke to him. Okay, good. Okay, so always be confident and try to, what I'm telling that always be confident. Obviously, you will reach your destination. Don't divert. These are the three things you have to take care. Confident, don't divert, focus your dreams. Obviously you will reach your destinations. Obviously, I'm telling, obviously you will reach your destination. If you divert, and I know that financial issues will be there. Obviously, maybe most of the students, learn these courses and everything, maybe lakhs and everything like that. Obviously, the banks will started asking when you are going to repay and everything. Hey, don't bother about these all things. Okay, if you bother about these all things, and a lot of worries and everything will be happen. And for example, if you're going to attend an interview tomorrow, suddenly the bank called, you have to pay this much of money. Okay, leave it about, yeah, their bank is not going to take you. Okay, leave it about. Okay, see, this is a government money. It's not their money. Okay, we are not doing any smuggling business or something like that. If the police came or any kind of other things, so nothing. Okay, nothing to worry. You just focus on your dream. Tell the bank, I'm getting a good job. Hopefully, I will get the job. Once I got the job, I will repay the money. Okay. Once I got the job, I will repay the money. I will try my best to repay the money. Maybe if you got a good opportunity and you got luckily you got an opportunity to work with an Airbus, you have a starting package of 75,000 rupees. Okay, how much you have to pay in the bank? Only 10,000 rupees. You can easily pay. You take only 4 lakh rupees. Within a 14 months, you will complete with interest. Okay, so that's what I'm telling. So be focused, confident, don't divert. Then you will become a good personality in the field of Indian aviation or Indian aerospace or like that. Okay, because as a senior, you can consider, because these are the lessons I learned from my life. Because once I completed the course, it take almost 1.5 years to get a job in this industry. That's what I'm telling. Yeah. So anyway, you can ask any of your questions and everything. I will reply back to you. If you related to the courses or related to the tech pub or related to the industry or something like that, you can ask me. Then I will reply back to you.
Thanks a lot, sir, to enlighten all of us with your experience and your knowledge. We are very happy to learn all these many facts about the industry. We are all the students of aerospace, aeronautical, AME, all the related allied departments. But I personally never knew so many facts about it. So, okay, we have a question from Janvi Gaikwad. She asks, any preparation be required to start working as aerospace technician?
Aerospace technician or a technical author or something like that?
She has mentioned it as technician.
Aerospace technician, aerospace technician means that it's completely related to the space and everything. I think she means that technician, right?
Yeah.
Technical author. Okay, I will tell you. It's very simple, Janvi. Basically, basic information is required. There are a lot of people attending the interview directly. Okay, but I'm telling that at least you just go for a small course of technical publication. What we are doing also. So in these courses, we will teach you how to prepare the aircraft manuals, the softwares, their standards, everything. So what is the benefit that you are confident? Okay, when you're attending an interview, if someone asks you, oh, okay, what do you mean by ATA chapters? What do you mean by ISPEC? What do you mean by S1000D? You have the answer, because these are the things we mentioned in your resume and everything. So the company, when you forwarding this particular resume to any of the company, okay, that company have that particular project, IPC or WDM or SRM or AM or manual preparations and everything. So basically, they want these like of people. Okay, so you have the qualification. I'm not telling you have the vast knowledge, but at least you have the brief knowledge. Brief knowledge, that brief knowledge will help you to get a job in this particular, firm. Okay, when once you entered into the company, the playground is yours. The how you can play. I mean, that is, working style is everyone's is different. Then you learn and you work for more than 2 3 years. Then you will get a next opportunity in big company. Then you will move to another. So obviously, the career growth will happen. It's very simple. At least if you have a basic knowledge of the technical publication, you just join for the courses or something like that. So through that course, you will learn something and enter into the field. That's what I have to say. Yeah.
Okay,
Next
sir.
question.
Then we have a question from Isha Vaka, anchor here. She asks, how can technical publication benefit an aspiring aircraft design engineer?
I say design engineer, what I'm telling that I already told you, because the most of the companies is working for the projects of Airbus, Boeing, Safran engines, or any other kind of Cessna or like that. There is a three department basically: authoring department, illustration department, and the review department. Okay, so the illustration department, the people who have a design knowledge, he will be the part of illustration department, especially engineering drawings and everything. So it will help you, take you to the next level. I mean, especially on the design part or something like that. But as a design aspirant, what I'm telling that there are a lot of manufacturing companies in India who make the nuts, bolters, wash, canopies, other related. Okay, there also you can try. But in a technical publication company, as a design person, the opportunity on basically on illustration division.
Thank you, sir. We also had a question previously, which you told we'll be answering later, that is from Kuljit Kaur. So Kuljit Kaur says, can non-schedule operators hire freshly graduated, fresh grad aerospace engineers?
Yeah, it's a good question. Basically, if you want to become a technician, I will tell you. If someone who is coming from an AME background, it's okay because they learned the course from a CR 145 approved or CR 147 approved organization. That is a DGC approved organization. But if someone who is coming from an aeronautical engineering background, okay, so if he want to work on an NSOP, non-schedule operator, okay, he can join for the on-job training program. They will provide a 6-month on-job training program in non-schedule operator. Okay, in that 6-month period, you will basically what I'm telling that as an aeronautical engineer, you have to feel the aircraft, you have to feel the smell of the aircraft. Okay, you have to feel. Sometimes, for example, if you go to any workshop, any of the what I'm telling that the workshop person will tell you, okay, this might have this problem. How they understand their experience similar like what I'm telling that you have to feel the aircraft. So in order to feel the aircraft, seeing from outside, it's okay. But if you start to play, as a viewer, you can say, yeah, Ronaldo can play like this, Messi can play like this. But once you in the playground, it is entirely different. Correct now.
Yes,
So the
sir.
same thing. Once you join for a 6-month on-job training program or a 1-year on-job training program in a company, and then you can enroll for the DGC exam. You can enroll for the DGC exam. Okay, so then you can clear the papers. There currently 11 modules are there. There are two categories, B1 and B2. B1 is mechanical and B2 is avionics. Okay, so B1 have 11 papers and B2 have also similar like of 11 papers. If you clear these 11 papers, you will become a BAMAC holder, Basic Aircraft Maintenance Certificate holder. Okay, then you can, after that, depending upon the company, they will send you for the typewriting program. It's depending upon the aircraft. For example, if you go to the hospital, there are different divisions. Ortho, like in aircraft also like that. If you want to work on Airbus 320 aircraft, you have to go for the typewritten program of Airbus 320. Or if you want to go for the typewritten program of Cessna, it's depending upon. Then accordingly, you will get the license. So once you got the license, AME license on 320, then you can do the all kind of inspection and all this Airbus 320 aircraft.
All right, sir. We have next question from Mayur Jadhav. Sir, are there any additional courses for technical publication?
Additional courses, I told you now. Currently, whatever the courses we are conducting, in that course we will cover most of the part of the technical publication. Okay, you know how to prepare the manual. There is a language we will call a simplified technical English language. This particular language, help to prepare, because it's not a if you open any kind of this like a technical manual, you can see that the language which is used is entirely different, because every common person have to understand. So we have this language training and this manual preparations and everything. These all the things is required, nothing else.
So how long is the course, sir?
It's almost 1 month. It's not a
No,
basically
not too
this
long.
is no, not too long. This basically it's a bridge course. Bridge course means get a job for someone. That's it.
Hmm. Okay, sir. Then next is from Ankam Rajesh. He is asking how to get into Airbus as graduate engineer trainee.
Airbus, uh, good, good question. Actually. Okay, so the dream is also big. Okay, basically, Airbus currently, you have to follow the Airbus website and or Airbus LinkedIn, everything. Sometimes I saw that some graduate training programs they will posting on through the LinkedIn or kind of their website or something like that. So you have to direct apply the the Airbus program. It's completely depending upon. But what I always telling, if you join any company, any other design related company, or if any other related oriented company or something like that. So from there, once you gain this project, the project knowledge and everything, then you can move to the Airbus or like the Airbus or Boeing like
Okay, sir. I hope Ankam you get your answer. Then we have question from Srushti Pardhi. So the question is how to get flight training in India. Is there any free course? And her question was continue below that what is the scope of startups in aerospace engineering, like any startup company?
that. Good question. Regarding the flight training, okay, I always tell the students to prefer the flight training program outside the country, because there are some programs which is conducted by the Indigo or conducted by the Spice, not Spice, and AirAsia also. After the trainings and everything, they are sending for the type-rated program outside the country. So, but if you prefer the country like America and Australia, like that, all the type they are providing the training include the type rating in Canada, like the type rating itself. Okay, so what is the benefit? Once you complete the course, then the DCA conversion happens. That's it.
Yes, I request you to mute yourself. We are not able to hear, sir.
It's not my
Yes, sir. I'm asking Yash.
okay. So that's it. And what is her question? Startups in aeronautical. There are a number of startups is coming, especially in aeronautics, because there is a huge opportunity. Especially, you can see that in the air mobility, especially this charters, air charters. And when you come to the aeronautical, obviously, this like a drone technology is increasing day by drone technology related companies are coming day by day, and they are doing very well, especially for various activities and everything. Then there are a number of opportunities related to spare parts, then consumables, then designs, then other kind of e-documentation projects. So you can focus on these kind of startups. It's a good opportunity.
Okay, sir. Then
And
once again,
training is also another important area. Training, you can start aero related training centers. That's also a good opportunity.
okay, sir. Then once again from Isha Waka, we have if you were to hire an aeronautical engineer graduate in your company for technical publication, what are the
Mhm.
main skills you look for in the candidate? And will
uh,
you hire a person with
uh,
none?
okay, see, basically we are not doing any kind of technical publication jobs currently. We are only into the training, but we are only taking the candidates for the the spare part with air spare parts and everything, spare part supply, especially every MRO there is a store department, everything that we will call as procurement department. For that thing we are basically acquiring candidates. You can forward your resume and everything, and we will provide you almost 1 to 1 to 2 months we will provide you the training and everything, and we will put it in our projects. Our process is very simple. If you are interested, you can forward your resume and everything to us, or you can contact this team, and they will guide you.
Sir, actually, I think you missed out her question. Her question was like, if you are hiring a candidate for technical publication, what skills do you look for? What are the skills expected in the industry?
Okay, understood. The skill basically, he or she would have a technical knowledge, especially on the systems, engines, structures, and then a technical publication knowledge like the software like Arbor Text Editor, then simplified technical English, the manual preparations, then Epic Editor knowledge. That's fine. These are the things is required.
Okay, then there is one question from a very enthusiastic YouTube viewer. He's Gokul L. He's asking, could you please suggest any company providing aerospace technical publication course in Chennai?
Of course, Chennai is the hub. Technical publication training. Currently, there is no company, but we can try because we have some couple of associates there in Chennai. Through that platform, I can provide the training in Chennai. But in Chennai, there are a couple of technical publication companies are there, well-known companies like Ramco Systems, Platirons, Boeing. Okay, there are a couple of companies there in Chennai. But we can provide the training, nothing to worry about. That's not an issue.
So you suggest him to contact you personally for this answer?
Yeah, of course. Or your team also can collect his details and everything.
So Gokul, you have your answer there. Contact sir, or you can contact Team Aerovania or Team SARC.
Yeah.
Every door is open to you.
Yes.
Okay, next is from Aksh Bhagwat. He's asking, I have completed aircraft maintenance engineering. How should I join technical publication and where is the job opportunity for this?
Oh, okay. So regarding the AMA candidates, there are a lot of good opportunity for the technical publication companies. I already told you just a couple of minutes before. I already pointed out who if he is interested to join on this technical publication training program, that is the only platform to get a job in the field of technical publication. And the companies I already told that like Sonavision, Tech Mahindra, Flydogs, Infosys, HCL, Airbus, Boeing, around more than 150 companies in India doing technical publication roles. So that door is always open. But it's required only some technical knowledge in technical publication that you can get from the training programs.
Okay, sir. Then we have a question from Parvez Ahmed. He is asking, please tell the benefits of learning machine learning in aviation and jobs regards to that.
Machine learning that I'm not exactly known about, but you can try on this MRO divisions and everything, and also design related companies. There are for a couple of companies in Chennai side, they are into this machine learning and everything. They are doing a number of projects. So you can contact these like of companies better. Actually, I'm not aware of I'm not well aware about this machine learning and everything, but obviously there is a huge opening will come in this particular area, I believe.
No issues, sir. Then we move on to Arya Thakur. Arya Turkar. Question is how to get job in abroad as a fresher.
See, getting a job in a fresher in the abroad is a very tough task. Because if you forward it, because obviously, for example, if you take a Middle East, they require at least an experience of 2 years or 3 years. If you're thinking for an opportunity in outside Middle East like USA, same thing. But if you migrate to that country and if you join any other courses or something there, then getting a job opportunity is a little bit easy. Getting a job from fresher in this company, it's a tough task basically.
Okay, sir. So for now, I'm really sorry, Darshan, Ratindra Biswal, Srusti and Isha, for a minute. We have one question from the team to ask to Arun, sir. And then if the time permits, we'll be taking up your questions once again. Just a minute, sir. The question to you is, we just want you to explain about your training program, training of technical publication, how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, we are providing the technical publication training program in two platforms. One is online and offline platform. In this training program, we basically cover how to prepare the aircraft manuals with the help of standards, softwares, then interview skills. Everything will cover. Okay, especially when you come to the software part, we are mainly into Arbor Text Editor software, and when you come to the standard part, we will cover the topics of high-spec and S1000T format, because these are the two format where basically the aircraft manuals are preparing. Then we will cover all the manual like AMM, CMM, IPC, IPL, WDM, SRM, fault isolation manual, SB service bulletin, and we will take you to some projects. Students have to create their own manuals for the aircraft. Then it's for a practice and everything. Then finally, the most important thing, interview skills. Finally, that is known as interview skills, because I already told you, uh, if, if they have technically strong but they don't know how to perform, that is very, very most important thing. If the interview skill is good, then obviously they can easily crack any interviews. So the interview skills, that all the things, language trainings, everything will come with it.
Okay,
That's
sir.
it.
We have many more questions coming up from many people, so we just want you to share your email ID if you can.
My email address, I will type here. You can note down. I'm typing two email address, my personal and my company email address. I will type here. It's my personal and company here.
Also, viewers, there is a Google form in the chat. That, as you can see, it is for the if you are interested to do training with Crinofist, and it's a national symposium, that is internship registration form. Interested people may fill it. I think it is posted in the YouTube live chat also. Just be sure that the link is missing QBR8 in the YouTube chat.
Okay, this is the email address. I hope that you can see that. So you can share your whatever the things on this particular email address. I will clarify you. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, sir. So as you can see, the email address of sir is there in the chat. Anyone who is having any further questions may ask him personally later. He'll be very much happy to help you. So now, to continue this talk, I invite upon Mukhila from Team SARC. Mukhila, you there?
Yes, yes, I'm there. I'm there, Sanjay. Yeah.
Welcome. Yeah, you're very clearly audible.
Thank you.
Please continue.
Sure, thank you. So wonderful evening. Hope everyone is doing well, and also your families are safe, I guess, because from all these COVID issues. So well, I'm here to give a gist of SARC. So SARC is in Space Advancement Research Cell. So all we know that. So the main motto of SARC is going to be like a society for enthusiasts to redefine space. So basically, that is how we do. And I would like to go upon with a quote. Earth is just a cradle of humanity, but no one always lives in a cradle, right? So we need to explore space, and SARC is one of the platform here we do that. So in order to go with it, SARC has two teams in it, that is rocketry and astronomy, and we have currently going through three programs with us. So Space Matrix, Spacecast, and Vision GSS. So the GSS is Global Space Society. Well, what is there for us from the all these programs? So Space Matrix is an upcoming magazine where we will publish articles, latest news, pictures, along with puzzles and etc. Majorly to promote the space startups and also the startup index. So, well, total taste of space exploration is on your table by Space Matrix. So, not this alone, we also have some more things. Spacecast. These programs help us to learn about and discovers in cosmos, and also it takes to the next generation to give a giant leap in exploration. So that is in also in your table, which is much more interesting. So according to the survey, we know that people are more adaptive to listening than reading. So that's why you can remember dialogues more easily than equations, as we know. So learning contributes towards space is what Spacecast is. Well, coming to global society is to bring all space enthusiasts together, space startups, companies, students, researchers, and all into one platform globally as GSS, and that is Global Space Society. Well, I think we all know and have lots of things in our mind. For example, why are we here? Are we alone? What is black hole? And many more things and stuffs. So, in order to go through all this, you're in the right place. That is SARC. So, in order to join SARC, we contribute an internship program with a certificate, which is of free of cost. Also, To join that, please visit our SARC website and fill up the form so that our SARC team will contact you by any sort of means. So, if what is the takeaway from all these courses? So, publishing articles, post as in researcher or author. Oh, that is going to be a free promotion for you in the social media like Discord, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Well, believe me, when you have these kind of exposure, certainly there is a chance of getting recruited because you are noted in digital marketing. So this is going to be one of the factor. Well, noted, and you're having a certificate with knowledge, you make yourself a better version for the upcoming years to give a higher chance for the company to hire you. So now, here is an activity I'm going to give you where you just comment the idea or a topic where you want to go as an author or a researcher, and our team will with your mail ID. So our team will mail you back throughout this. So people could do that. I can give you 2 to 3 minutes for that. So you can give your topic along with your mail ID. Well, maybe we can give them some time. So we have the SARC mail ID given to you in the link, and also you can go to the website SARC and register it. So now let me come. We are coming to the end of the session. So first, I'm glad to thank our founder, Mr. Harshvardhan Dajishi, and our team for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to have a note to our co-founder, Mr. Vijay Paul, and also a technical lead who has guided me throughout this, and also guided our team throughout this event. And also, I'm glad here to thank and congratulate all the people of Arovania for this Valor initiative they have taken. Also, I would like to thank our chief guest who has honored this function with all his inspiration, thoughts, and information and knowledge, Mr. Arun, the business management head at Crenofis Private Limited. So, well, I'll also like to thank our anchors who toured us throughout this event. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Isha. And last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants present here. Don't forget to attend tomorrow's session on artificial intelligence and data science, and the certificate for participation forms will be given in tomorrow's session. So, well, for now, keep stimulating and brainstorming. This is Mukila signing off. Thank you, everyone. Once again.
Thank you, Mokila. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Before we leave the meeting, can you all just pose for a picture so I can take a screenshot? And everyone switch on their videos, please.
Please, anyone who is comfortable can switch it on.
Guys, if you're comfortable, please switch on your camera. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Arun. Thank you, everybody.
Thank
I
you so
think we have
much.
Emmanuel. Take once more.
Yep. I got a bunch of screenshots.
Nice.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much giving an opportunity, in front of you all the people. And it's very precious day for me. And I wish you all the best for my juniors and for all the endeavors and the supporting companies, SARC and Aerovania, and for their upcoming endeavors and everything. I'm looking forward to see you all the guys because I already told it's a small industry. Anyway, anywhere we will, meet together. Okay. So all the best and do well, be safe and take care. And thank you so much once again. Bye.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you so much.
ठीक है खत्म So thank you so much everyone for your active participation throughout the webinar. And yeah, thank you. I think we should end the meet now.